Hello!
Welcome back!
Welcome back,
Hey.
everyone. Hello.
It's been a minute.
It's been a few minutes.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah, we hope everybody's doing well. We had a wonderful couple of vacations.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
We'll get to it.
Yeah.
So we appreciate you and your patience while we took a little much-needed R&R. We've got some really fun updates.
Oh my God. Do we?
About things that happened, and we've got some cool business updates for everyone, and I'm just so ready to like get into it.
Let's do it.
I feel like I haven't used this muscle in a moment, you know?
I know, yeah. It kind of feels fresh for me.
Yeah.
Let's dive in.
Okay.
Welcome to
Gives and Takes with Sabrina Harding
and Ashley Tank.
Woo! How's everybody? I want to know how everybody else is doing. We'd love to see a lot of like interaction with this, our first video back.
Yeah.
You know, show some love. We'll probably make like a little poll or something about how everyone is feeling, how everybody's Valentine's Day went. Something like that. We'll make a little something. We'd love to see you interact with us.
Yes.
And our episode is super fun today. And so maybe we'll even do something about the content of the pod today.
Yeah. We will need your input on this.
Yeah.
Because this is such a funny topic. Should we like let them know?
Yeah, let's do it. And then we'll get into updates.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is about an episode where we're diving into stuff that is not possible anymore, right?
Yeah.
Am I saying that right? Like childhood memories, childhood things that like would not be cool today. Could not happen.
Yeah. It's essentially things that happened in the 90s or the early 2000s that either wouldn't fly today or kids today just would not understand.
True. Yeah.
It's kind of a culmination of it all. We're going to take a walk down memory lane, and we're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the Gauchos. So.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I love it. It's so good.
Because
oh my God.
I'd buy a pair today. I'll tell you right now.
The most comfy.
The most comfortable. The flare, they were like buttery.
Yes.
And, but the things we wore them with, they're just,
we would wear them with belts and like lace tank tops and then like a shrug on top. Like that is the sexiest outfit with maybe like a little mini purse.
Yep.
And like you're wearing it over the shoulder, but nothing's inside because you're only like 12.
Yep.
You don't even have a wallet, and so you're just like, I'm just carrying around my loose change.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Or like my pencil sharpeners and like my erasers that I got from like the school like book fair, or
just in case.
Just in case.
You might need them.
I might need it. And I'm literally picturing that exact outfit, but I also had like one of those knitted hats.
Oh,
like, you know what I'm talking about? One of those.
Like a big flower.
Yes.
Like a knit flower on top.
Mine had sequins.
Yes, same.
Yeah.
The knit flower with sequins. Oh my gosh, those were chef's kiss.
That was basically like every girl's go-to outfit. It was in every kid's like magazine. We'll get into all of the fun things, but I just had to bring up the Gauchos. Limited to
Justice. Was it called Justice? Yeah, it was in the mall, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think Limited to became Justice.
Okay,
yeah. Limited to, if you know, you know. That was the fucking shit.
That was phenomenal.
You literally felt like you were a cross between an American Girl doll and Lizzie McGuire when you shopped there.
While floating because you felt like you were on drugs.
Yeah. Literally.
You're on a cloud of Hannah Montana songs and like...
and fresh off a That's So Raven episode.
You would like look into like the corner of the room thinking that it was a camera. You know what I mean? Like doing the Raven stare, like the... Yeah.
I'm having a vision.
Because you wanted people to be like... did something just happen to you?
Right.
Like, did you just have a vision?
Right. Oh, all the things. I'm so excited for this episode.
I know. This is going to be a good one.
Thriving. But before we get into all of that, I have a pretty exciting life update for everyone. So Austin and I went on a cruise from New Orleans we went to a couple different cities in Mexico. It was my first cruise. It was my first time to Mexico, and I got engaged. It was literally the best trip of my entire life,
my
and I
gosh.
wish I could like be blinging on camera right now, but it's actually getting resized. Kind of a funny story. Went ring shopping like months and months and months and months ago, and your girl's lost a little weight in a healthy way.
Yeah.
But it just, I want it to fit, perfectly.
You need it to.
So, we'll probably post maybe a picture of it, like on the gram.
Of course.
For everyone to see, just because I know you're all dying to know what it looks like. It's gorgeous. He did such a good job.
Yay!
And the story is that Austin and I flew Delta, okay? And Delta, for the last 5 years of my life, I couldn't afford Delta before, 5 years ago.
Delta's bougie.
You
get free drinks on there.
Yeah, and it's like for good reason, right? Because it's great service. Usually there's like not any hiccups. Like it's supposed to be just like this premier airline. Well, Austin and I left from Grand Rapids and we had a layover in Detroit. And then we were gonna land in New Orleans. But when we were leaving Grand Rapids, our flight was at 6 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
We had a delay because they had to de-ice the plane. Have you ever had...
P.S. Do you want to pop it or do you want me to pop it?
I can pop it.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, let's...
Yeah. Okay, we're having a little bit of cracklies right now.
Are we?
Mm-hmm. She's not excited about us right now. Okay. Yep, we're good.
Is it good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, we are about to pop some champagne.
Yay! Okay. Please don't spill on me.
Get it, girl.
That is good. That is good stuff. Yeah. So basically the story was that I'll finish this and then I'll have some. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we had to de-ice the plane, so we were late getting into Detroit. So our next flight, so we landed at 8:15 in Detroit, and our next flight was leaving at 8:30. Not boarding, but leaving at 8:30.
The anxiety.
Oh my God. So we fucking sprinted 40 gates in the Detroit airport.
Oh my
like
God.
Like a full Home Alone situation, sprinting. I was practically like knocking bitches off of that like people mover thing, like in the middle, because some people just stand on those things and like, I get it. You got here early to the airport, but like some people got places to be, bitch.
Yeah. Right.
Oh my God. And I've done this the last 2 times I've traveled. I'm like, oh, I'm just going to bring like a big tote bag.
Yes. Same.
Why the fuck do I do that? Why? Why am I not bringing a rolly thing? Or a backpack?
Yes. Why?
Just such a foolish move.
No.
Anyways, so I'm running with this like huge tote bag. It's stuffed to the brim.
Mm-hmm.
And we ran 40 gates. We got there at 8:27. Okay, so we literally ran 40 gates in like under 10 minutes, like a little over 10 minutes. And
that's insane.
It was so nuts.
You guys were probably so like huffing and
puffing. We get up to the gate. There's nobody there. I'm like, no, and the door is closed. Well, there's a desk agent next to, so we were at A16. A15, there's a lady there also for Delta, and I ran up to her and I was like, please tell me that they will open up that door. Like, please. And she looks me dead in the eyes and she goes, I don't know if she'll do it. And I'm like, oh, shit. Like, what kind of Karen-loving monster is about to open up that door? She's like, I'll call her, but I don't know if she'll open it for you.
Oh my gosh. Like the Kraken.
Right. Like, I don't know. But she was kind of saying, like, if it was at my gate, I would maybe do it, right? Mm-hmm. That's how I took it anyways. Anyways, this lady, she opens the door, and I could just tell by that fucking haircut she had. There was no shot in hell she was opening up that door. It literally looked like Guy Fieri, mixed with, like the guy from Divers, Drives and Dine-Ins or whatever. You know who I'm talking about? Guy Fieri. Like the white, like almost like spiked up hair.
Oh, yeah.
But it was like a little bit longer. Oh my God. Anyways, there was this other couple that ran up to it, like up next to us too. I don't know if they were on our flight or not. I don't think that they were. I think they were on another one that got delayed. Anyways, I'm already starting to talk to this lady. I'm like, please, you have to let us on this plane. We have like a whole day planned in New Orleans, blah, blah, blah. She's like, you two were the only people that I had on this flight, and I waited longer than I should have.
bitch.
And I'm about to like retort and go in, you know, just at least inquire a little more. But I'm about to get on my knees and beg the woman.
Yeah.
And then this other gal starts chirping in, and she's like, listen, I'm on my vacation, and I'm not about to get into a fight. And I'm like, oh, we're fucked. we're fucked. We're totally screwed. I was going to try to, like, be sweet and, like, you know, try to somehow win this woman over. I'm, like, thinking of all the ways that I was, you know, it didn't happen. So I was like, is this a federal law? Because, like, bitch.
Yeah.
I'm like, is this a federal law that says you can't open the door? She goes, it's airline policy. I looked it up. It, in fact, is not. It's like a
Karen policy.
It is an airline policy that they can't open the doors, but it says other than like extenuating circumstances, but it didn't list what those were.
Damn.
I didn't even get a chance to like tell her, oh, we're, you know, I didn't even get a chance to tell her like we've got this whole whatever because this other lady chirped in.
Right.
And they had to book us on another flight.
No fucking way.
They had and the plane, get this, worst part of all of this, didn't even leave for another 20 minutes. Plane sat there on the tarmac, connected to the damn, like, tunnel for another 20 minutes.
You could have had time to get a drink and then hop on.
Yes. It was bordering on cruel. Yeah. I was like, oh my God, but honestly, that other lady, she just, I think, sealed our coffin for us. So... anyways, we had to book another flight, and the next available was 6 hours later.
No.
6 hours.
You had to wait for 6 hours.
We had to wait in an airport for 6 hours, and anybody who's ever had, like, a flight delay or had to sit in an airport for a long duration of time, it's like, it gets old, and it's also like, well, that's like a $200 or $300 day I wasn't planning on having.
Right.
Like, it's so expensive in there. Anyway, so it was just kind of a nightmare. I took a nap. Austin was playing on his phone. We got a little bit buzzed, and then finally, you know, we got on the plane and we're on our way to New Orleans. Oh. We get to our Airbnb, and actually in the Uber, this is when things started to turn around. The Airbnb that we stayed at, this guy had actually bought this mansion in New Orleans. It's a 1920s mansion.
Cool.
And he turned it into a B&B. Mm-hmm. So each room had like its own unique like theme to it, kind of.
Oh, that's fun.
And I guess like the room I had booked was this room that was just full of mirrors, and I don't think it said that like on the listing. And he messages us, and he's like, hey, so I noticed that you're in our smallest room. It's the Hollywood room, and some people, you know, some people like think that sounds really cool, and then they get here and they see it's just like a room full of mirrors, and they write me terrible reviews. So I'd love to upgrade you for free. And amazing. I'm like, hell yes. I'm like, things are turning around. That would be great. Yeah. So we got the red room.
Oh, nice.
And we get to our Airbnb, and like the day's totally turning around already, just a little bit, because now we're about to go to dinner. But I'm still like in that like frazzled state, you know?
Of course.
Where I'm like, like I don't know what to wear, and you know, it's just when something like that's happened to you in a day, it's just kind of in you now. Like it's kind of the tone of. So I'm, you know, flipping through my suitcase, like looking for what to wear, and Austin was like, yeah, you know, we'll figure out what you'll wear, but honestly, Ashley, this really just can't wait any longer.
Aww.
And he got down on one knee.
In your room.
In our room at the B&B.
Oh, it's so sweet.
And I just felt like I started levitating. Like, like I literally just felt like I took the biggest hit of like ecstasy or like I was just like floating.
Yes.
And he said all these beautiful, amazing things. I couldn't like tell you them like because I was just like
100%
a different place, you know. But it was so beautiful. Aww. The ring is gorgeous, and we just like kissed, and he spun me around, and then I just was so excited. I put it on, and I started like getting ready.
Oh my God!
And this is the last little bit. He's saying things to me. He's all excited now and telling me how long he had the ring.
Aww.
He had it since like around Christmas, maybe like right before Christmas.
Oh.
So
he's been waiting.
He's like, there were so many times I wanted to do this, but I want it to be like the right moment. So he put it in the trunk of his car. And it was rolling around back there for 2 months. I'm like, what the hell? Somebody God. Thank God you didn't get, we live in Muskegon. Like, thank God you didn't get. But anyways, it was just so perfect. He starts talking to me as I'm getting ready. about you know, things on the cruise like the first day and like what that'll look like, you know, and he's giving me like logistical stuff. When I tell you that I didn't hear a fucking word that man said to me.
Right, yeah. You're not thinking about logistics.
I wasn't on this planet.
No.
And he came in and he was like, hello, does XYZ sound good, or what did you want to do? And I go, babe, I gotta be honest with you, I'm not hearing a word you're saying. Like, I was just...
Yeah. Oh.
Then we went to dinner and had a bottle of champagne, and it was just
oh my gosh.
so awesome.
That's amazing.
So, we're so excited. We're thinking fall 2026. So plenty of updates
so
to come.
Special.
Thank you. We're really excited. So that's the story. And you went on a honeymoon. I'd love to hear a little bit more about that as well.
Yes.
Whee!
Okay. So yes, I went on my honeymoon, and it was a long time coming because we had won this a year and a half ago. So this is something that we've been waiting for. Like, it's been on my mind for the past year and a half. You know what I mean? Like, you can't get that out of your head. So, like, I've been, like, hyping this up and just thinking about it, daydreaming about it, and it was literally everything that I thought it would be, and it was so much more.
Aww.
Like, it was seriously the most relaxed that I've ever been in my adult life. Like, I truly don't think that I've ever been more relaxed.
Wow.
This resort was, like... Everyone was maybe 40 years older than us, so, like, everyone knew us as the honeymooners. We'd go out to dinner, and then people would just buy us drinks because we were just known as the honeymooners. Like, oh, they're on their honeymoon, they're on their, you know. So it was really cute. It was so fun. It felt so special. It was so quiet. Like, I've never been to a resort like that. I think it's just, like, the people that were there as well. Like, there was no, like, late night partying or anything like that. Like, people were up at 5 and in bed by, like, 7.
Yeah.
Yoga on the beach and, like, the mocktail, like, class were, like, the craziest things that were happening there.
Wow.
But it was so amazing. I got stung by a jellyfish, which was, like, a great experience.
No way.
Yeah, I recommend it to everyone. Because now I can say that I got stung by a jellyfish, and it only hurt like a 7 out of 10.
What was the pain like? My question was, like, yeah, what did it feel like? Like, what was the pain like getting stung by the jellyfish?
It honestly felt like if it was a mix between a burn, like it felt hot, also with like an electric shock, like it kind of like went up my leg a little bit.
Oh God.
And then I looked at my leg after because I like ran out of the fucking ocean. I was like, what the hell? Like I smacked that thing away from me as fast as I could. Like I was floating.
You backhanded it.
Yeah, I did. Backhanded that bitch off my leg, and then I like floated on top of the water, like running so fast.
Yeah.
Like a little like lizard, like running on water.
Yeah.
And I looked at my leg, and you can see the like red like slashes where the little tentacles were.
Oh my
What
God.
they're called.
Yeah.
And it went away in 30 minutes. Like it's like every time I took a step on the beach for 20 minutes, it like burned and like shot up my leg. And then like that 10 minutes after, it was like kind of burny, but like didn't really feel that bad. But then after, it was like literally 100% okay.
You didn't have James pee on you?
No.
You know that that's a thing.
So one of the locals told us, because we like go to the like front desk essentially, and we're like,
Yeah.
hey, like, is there jellyfish here? Like we were just trying to figure out like what was it actually a jellyfish? Because I didn't see the bitch. I smacked him off so fast. Like so they were like, oh yeah, like there's jellyfish. It's uncommon, but like people will get stung.
Of course it's uncommon.
Yeah. Like 1 in a million, okay? And so we were just like, oh, like, what can we do for it? And he's like, well, you can do vinegar. And he's, like, a local, so he has, like, the accent. And he's like, or you can... He's like, no, you're not going to like it. And we're like, no, you got to say it. And we, like, know what he's going to say.
Yeah.
Because we've heard about it. But he's like, you can piss on yourself. It was, like little breath of, like you're not going to...
You can piss. You can piece on
Yeah,
yourself.
yeah. James looked it up, and I think it's like a folk tale, like it's a folklore, like it's not actually good. It might like relieve the pain.
That's what I've heard. Is that
it's not like the best.
Yeah, it's so pee is sterile, as we know, and the essentially like the vitamins that we pee out, like some of those can provide like soothing to the infection.
Okay.
It's not like it's not it's not gonna
like heal,
remedy this naturally. Yeah, it's not gonna like heal the burn, but it's gonna make it so it doesn't like sting or like the shock as much.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, you opted to not piece on your leg.
Yes, I did not piss on my leg.
No vinegar.
No vinegar. I just like kind of raw dogged it and just walked on the beach a little bit, and I was fine.
Okay,
it was totally good.
Are there like consequences? I've always been so curious of what like the effects of getting stung by a jellyfish, like maybe long-term effects could be.
Yeah.
Like, do you have any like scarring, or did you feel like nauseous, or were there any like bodily, other than just like that pain?
Yeah, nothing besides the pain. Like I was 100% okay. Like we continued the day per usual. I think that we went ziplining that day. Like I was totally fine.
Okay.
Like it was like a quick dip in the ocean, quick sting, and then I was like, okay, I'm good to go for the rest of the day.
Nice.
I was woken up, so it felt good.
I feel like that's almost got to be some type of, like that's got to be some type of like magical, like I feel like you got some kind of powers because of that.
I better have.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like spiritually, I feel like getting stung by a jellyfish would be the same thing as like, it'd be like the reverse of like a black cat walking underneath like a ladder. You know, it's
like the person in the water to get like chosen for some like ability.
For something. Hopefully. Yeah. Like if this whole earth burns, you'll be saved.
I won't.
Yes.
Yeah. I will turn into a jellyfish.
Could be cool.
I'll be immune.
Could be cool. Yeah. Those things are aliens. If you guys remember a couple episodes back, conspiracy theories.
We gotta do another one.
We do. One of mine is that jellyfish truly are aliens because they're the oldest living organism on our planet.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, I love them. I think they're so cool. But not when they sting my best friend.
Yeah. No more of that.
I would have punted that thing. You could have backhanded it. I would have dropped it.
It's just like a little blob.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, then it would have stung your foot. But that's okay. Then we'd have the same ability.
We're in it together.
Yeah. I hope that this audio is good. I think we're good.
I think we're good too. Yeah.
Does this green light mean that we're being recorded?
No.
Okay. I'm just curious.
Yeah, I think it just means
someone's watching us.
Someone is.
The FBI.
You better do something about what's going on in Washington before you come after me. So yeah, that's awesome. I'm so glad you had like an amazing honeymoon.
It was
and
so good.
That's good.
I wore mineral sunscreen. And we got roasted. When I tell you that like literally I've never been burnt like that, like James's back was like on fire. Like it was crazy. But I got this like $38 mineral sunscreen, so healthy for you.
Didn't work a lick.
It could not have been worse. Like I think that it reversed. It was like, please, like sun, just burn the living shit out of me.
Yeah.
My wrists, like, oh. But you know what? I do miss that feeling.
Yeah.
Feeling the sun.
The sun
was unreal.
Oh my God. This was the first time since I've kind of had my gut health journey, you know, like since getting diagnosed with my autoimmune, that I've been out in the sun and didn't burn almost immediately. And I actually like, I felt recharged out in the sun.
Good.
All last summer, and maybe it was, just all last summer, like I would put on 70 SPF, and I remember for my birthday, I just burned so.
Gross.
We were out there for 2 hours in Michigan, and I was so crisp, like bright red, peeling. It was horrible, and didn't peel, didn't even burn.
That's amazing.
And I honestly probably could have gone with like a lesser SPF.
Is it because of something? Like why?
So, yes, thank you for closing that loop on my train of thought.
Yeah.
I stopped taking the medication that they had me on. It's called mesalamine.
Oh, right.
I haven't been on that for about a month and a half. And turns out it wasn't working anyway.
Yeah.
And so I just wasn't able to enjoy the sun for nothing. Ugh. Thanks so much, United States pharmaceutical healthcare.
For nothing.
But yeah, it felt so good. I literally felt like I was like coming back to life in the sun.
Yes, same. Especially like right now when the real feel is -12, you guys. I just want everyone to know where we are at mentally.
Why do we do this?
I don't understand. I literally don't know. And hopefully we listen to this in the summer and we're like, oh yeah, it
This
does
is
get
why.
really bad. Yeah. But like also then our summers are unmatched.
Mm-hmm.
Like we have arguably the best summers.
I would 100% agree with that statement. And I love the 4 seasons. I really do.
I do.
I wish
know.
one of them, the one right now, was a little shorter.
Yeah.
Like I wish, or at least we had some sun. But I at the end of the day, when I make it a little pros and cons Venn diagram in my head, we got no natural disasters. We don't have to worry about flooding or fires or tornadoes or hurricanes. We don't have to worry about any of that. We just have to worry about the blistering colds and gray ass skies for like 2 months too long.
Yes, I agree. Like February is pretty brutal. Yeah. Like it's this time of year that I'm like, all right, I get it.
But all that is to say, I feel like we're like built different.
Us Michiganders,
yes,
we can withstand anything.
Yes,
anything.
It's not that we're just like Midwestern nice. It's that we've literally had to find exterior coping mechanisms to be somewhat pleasant human beings.
For real.
Because we are fucking miserable for 5 months of the year.
Oh my god, it's so real. It's
too
real. Yeah.
So we when we're having a good time, we're very nice people because we've had to like trick ourselves that we're enjoying this.
We're having
our
a great
whole
time.
lives.
It's so true. It's the song Northern Attitude.
It is.
I've been like blasting that just like for the past week because I'm like, this is
so true.
Really resonating right now.
Yeah. It's so true. Mm-hmm. Like forgive my Northern attitude, but
forgive me, but
I get windburn when I clean off my car in the morning.
Oh my gosh, seriously though, like we don't get sunburnt, we get windburn. Mm-hmm. And that hurts so much more because you can't put like aloe on it. It just like there's nothing to do.
And if you've never driven after 5 p.m. in a cold state while it is blizzarding outside on a highway,
I'm getting a panic
good for
attack.
You. Yeah, literally. Yeah, pour up.
Thinking about it. Do you want some?
Mm-hmm. It is one of the scariest experiences you can ever have. You're staring at the tracks on the road for any resemblance of guidance. Like you're staring half a foot in front of you.
The person in front of you is guiding the path.
And if you have no person in front of you, you're looking for tire marks on the road.
It's literally, why do we do that?
It's horrific. It is.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Yeah, I actually slid the other day, like for the first time, really bad.
The way my stomach just dropped.
I know, and I actually feel like I'm having PTSD honestly because I can't stop thinking about it, and then my stomach drops when I'm thinking about it, and then I'm sent back to that exact moment when I saw 40 taillights in front of me all braking all at the same time. I went from 70 to 40 in like such a small amount of time on the highway, and I was sliding the whole time.
Oh my god.
So then I'm trying to like navigate this, and then I'm like, I can't brake, and I literally thought to myself, like, Jesus, please take the wheel. Like that song, like, it was a real life, please take the wheel, because I obviously cannot handle this right now.
Yeah.
It was a plea.
Yeah.
I pled.
You let go and you let God. And here you are today.
Yeah, we're
Thanks,
good,
Jesus.
Thank you. Cheers to Jesus.
What is this? The blood of Christ. Except it's bubbling.
I think I poured me a hefty one. Do you also like my...
I love it.
If you're watching the video.
That's her tinfoil. Oh.
Security blanket.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. It's the like...
Oh my goodness.
Foil of the wine. And then I just like... You know like when you wrap it around your finger? It just feels really good.
I love doing that with black olives and like the Baby Bell wax.
Yes!
You know?
Oh my god.
Or like taking the Baby Bell wax and making it into little shapes.
Ooh, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that kind of was a segue.
Yeah.
Should we do
Getting
this?
into like weird things we did as children.
Let's go into weird things that would not be acceptable today.
Let's frickin' do it. You guys, this nostalgia is one of, I think, the most profound emotions you can possibly have.
That's so true.
Because it's almost like the feeling you have when you have like a deja vu, but you actually lived it and you're like longing for it.
Yeah.
But it also feels kind of like almost a dream. In a lot of senses, like when I have nostalgia, it almost feels like it was like happening to someone else, but I can feel it, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like, I remember it and but it's like, it's such an indescribable feeling.
That's what it is. That's seriously, it's indescribable.
Yeah.
And we can only like feel that sensation or like a sound or a smell or like there's something that pops up on TV or like you watch something that you haven't seen in 28 years. Like you literally watched it when you were a child and then it's like a brain blast and you're like, that was me?
Yeah.
It's a weird feeling, right?
Yeah.
So crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to dive into things that would not be acceptable today.
Let's do it.
Okay. I'm just going to rattle this one off first. So my parents took me to a monster truck rally when I was about 8 years old. I got thirsty and the only drink available was beer. But it was really hot and I was really thirsty. My mom wound up emptying a beer can and draining some of the ice water from a cooler. And I spent the rest of the day walking around a crowd of people holding a beer in my hand. At least one adult asked me about it and I said, oh, it's just my beer. My mom gave it to me, so it's okay. There used to be a photo of me sitting inside a monster truck tire holding my beer.
Oh my God.
I haven't seen it in ages and I assumed that it got thrown out.
Aww.
But I did find a photo of my brother as a baby holding my dad's beer. I can't remember if he was drinking it or not. I have to find the photo. So does he mean the baby's drinking it?
The baby, yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Isn't that just like so iconic?
So early 2000s.
Yeah.
Parents from the 90s, if you were born in the 90s and you were really young in the 2000s, parents didn't give a fuck.
No.
They didn't. It was probably a lot worse in the 70s and 80s. And, parents were getting a little bit more what they call now woke, we'll say. But they still had so long to go.
They did.
They just didn't care about hardly anything.
Because the thing is that photo would never be posted anywhere. And
the parents would get roasted today.
They would, like, seriously, I think, like, CPS would be called. If a photo of, like, a pretend beer or whatever, like, obviously the child's not even drinking it, I seriously think that some Karen online would call CPS.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm saying Karen, like, obviously, assuming that the child is not drinking it.
Yeah.
That's a whole other issue. But that's not what we're talking about.
Yeah.
This is just, like, propped up, make a joke photo that everyone did.
Yeah.
Everyone did.
Everyone did crazy, hilarious pictures. It was right up there with you, like, wearing your mom's high heels.
And bra.
Yes. It was, like, up there with, like, until the age of like 7 as a little girl, you could be just like topless running around,
Totally. Like no one cared.
No one cared. God, it was such a simpler time.
It was.
Such a more simple time.
It was simple where like then that photo would be passed around.
And laughed at. Yes. Everybody at like the dad and mom's work were probably cracking up.
Every Christmas.
Yeah.
My grandma would talk about that photo being the funniest thing she's ever seen.
Yeah. Just more connection. You had a little bit more like freedom to just exist.
To let loose.
Yeah. I love it.
Yes.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, one of the things I wanted to talk about was things that kids today just wouldn't understand. And I've got a few that I can just like rapid fire
Heck
off.
Yes, I'm so excited.
Number 1, prizes inside of cereal boxes.
Oh
like,
my
we actually used to have
so fun.
Prizes inside of cereal boxes, not like from box tops you'd turn into your school. We actually used to have like prizes at the bottom of cereal boxes. Riding in the trunk of other people's cars, like riding in the trunk of trucks with no like, no seatbelts, no nothing. And you might go like multiple miles. If you were a kid like me and you grew up somewhat in the country, like you were just
so funny
whipping around in a trunk, like bouncing around as like as young as like 4 or 5.
100%.
You're just in the back of a fucking pickup truck bed. Some other things. Playing out in the road until the damn lights came on, and like you didn't have cell phones, so you were hanging out with like all the neighborhood kids or your cousins or whatever, and you would hang out outside way far away from your house. Maybe you'd go to like the local like school playground park, or you'd
Yes.
whatever, and your parents would have no fucking idea where you were. You would just be gone until like the streetlights came on, and then you were expected to be home. And if you were late, you got a good scolding. But we didn't have cell phones,
Yeah.
so it wasn't like, you know, they're like, when are you gonna be home? Like, they just were hoping and praying.
Trusting. Yeah, they're like,
that
they'll be home.
They're like young, like not 8, 9,
Yeah.
7, whatever year old kids, 12. We're gonna make it home.
Oh my gosh, that's so scary.
I know.
And it's so true. It's like, I'm gonna go play over with the neighbor kids. It's like, okay, see you later. Like, there's no come home for dinner time. There's none of that. No phone calls to make sure we're there. It's just like,
it was just have a good time.
Yeah, have so much fun.
Then go ahead.
Oh, I have one for like childhood stuff. Like,
okay.
obviously we all remember going into Hollister for the first time and being fucking blasted and annihilated.
Oh my god.
With the
perfume.
smell, the perfume, the musty, dark, dingy basement vibe of like, where the hell am I? Am I even picking out a shirt that even fits me? What does it look like?
Right.
And the guys outside.
Oh,
that is not legal.
No.
That cannot be legal
the
today.
like half naked
Yes.
kids that were probably in their high school?
Yes.
Yeah. Naked.
We know a guy who did that.
Yes. Wait, who?
Jay.
Oh my god, yes.
I don't want to say his name publicly.
Yes.
I wasn't sure if he would be comfortable with that. But
yeah.
we know a guy.
Yeah. 100% we do.
Isn't that so nuts?
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
So that could have not been legal at all.
Absolutely not. Okay, so we used to like learn things by reading them in magazines, you guys. So if you're like a younger generation person, truly, we didn't have Instagram, or we started to get MySpace, but later in life, around high school.
Mm-hmm.
But when we were like pretty young, like in our preteen years, we learned everything from magazines. I swear,
straight up,
like a 7, or what was it called? Yeah, 17
magazine. Oh, I was addicted.
17 magazine. There was another one too, like Teen Vogue.
Yeah.
All the magazines, and they'd have like games in them. Like, are you and him gonna end up together? Funny story.
Oh gosh. Oh yeah.
I did one of those quizzes. Austin and I dated in 7th grade. And I did one of those quizzes in 7th grade, and it said we were for sure gonna end up together.
We have to call them. It worked.
It really worked. That's.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, that's kind of like my weird Freaky Friday, not Freaky Friday, but weird that's a Raven moment.
Yeah.
But everything was in magazines, like what to wear, what celebs are doing. We used to tear out remember the big pictures of celebrities in the back, and hang them all over our walls of the Jonas Brothers.
Yes, literally the Jonas Brothers. They were always in it.
Justin Bieber was a little bit later, but he would, he, oh my god, Justin Bieber.
Mm-hmm. Zac Efron was always in it.
Usher, there were just all
icons. Hannah Montana, come on.
Chad Michael Murray from Cinderella Story,
oh,
who's Austin Ames.
Oh my gosh, Austin Ames.
When that movie came out, I had to get his picture, and
yes.
I would give that thing a smooch. I would, and that's what we used to do. We used to have pictures up all over our wall, and hey Austin, I had a long day at school today.
Oh my gosh, that's so
give
good.
your posters kisses. So magazines were a huge thing.
So true.
This is a big one. Having to, and you can read some of these too as I scroll through, but
I have some somewhere.
Okay.
So let me keep looking. But...
Okay. When you would call, again, because we didn't have cell phones, when you would call to try to talk to one of your friends, you would have to have these kind of awkward conversations with whoever picked up the phone.
Yes.
While they went to get the other person. And so you're
hey, is Ashley here?
Right.
Yeah.
And you're just waiting there. And also, this is all a piggybacking on this thing. We knew everybody's phone numbers by heart.
1,000%.
We knew so many fucking phone numbers by heart.
Many. That's so good. That's so true.
But yeah, you'd have to sit there on the phone with their mom, or maybe it's their grandma. They've got grandma over, or their older sibling. And you're making the most fucking awkward small talk until whomever comes to the phone.
Yeah.
And kids today, you just wouldn't get it. Like, you would not get it. Kids today would have they'd fucking seize out if they had to have a random awkward conversation with somebody's parents like that.
So true.
They couldn't handle it.
They would not handle that.
No.
There's no way.
Because
to piggyback off of that, the prank calls.
Oh, yes.
The *67 that I used to use is
religiously.
Like, let's hang out and let's prank call. Let's prank call everyone's crush and let's pretend to be an old man.
Yeah.
Having a seizure.
Yeah. Literally. Or pranking. I don't know if you ever did this, but we'd prank like local establishments.
The poor McDonald's in
or
our
like
area.
Pizza Huts. One thing I remember asking like the local Pizza Hut in Ferrysburg when we were younger. We called them. Remember how like all Pizza Huts, this is also something you wouldn't remember. All of them used to have these crazy salad bars.
Oh. Ooh,
and they actually were fucking hitting. Like after a sports event or something.
The best.
Those salad bars smacked.
Didn't they have chicken wings?
Yeah.
Those? I think there was some sort of chicken.
There were soups and
Yeah.
any topping you could ever want on a salad. Every fucking dressing too.
Mm.
Oh my God,
The
so
best.
good. But I gotta say, I was maybe in like, oh God, 5th or 6th grade, and we called the local Pizza Hut, *67, and I just remember asking them, like, in this, like, old lady voice, like, is the salad wet today? How wet is the salad? They were like,
oh my gosh, stop, that's hilarious.
They were literally like,
oh my gosh,
like,
it's
ma'am,
so good.
you know, like, if it were today, they'd be like, ma'am, this is a Chili's, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
But I don't even remember what the hell they said, but I just, like, went on and on, as if I was the old man in the Amanda show. You have the wrong number!
Yes.
But that's how I did it, and
gosh, good.
And then I'd ask something else. Okay, do they have the Thousand Island? Do they have this? And then it'd be like a little bit more of a normal conversation. Then I was like, I'm really gonna need you to check for me about how wet that lettuce is. And then I think they hung up or something. But it was
my God, it's so funny.
Oh fuck, it was so good.
God, that's hilarious.
Okay, did you find a couple more too?
Yes, I did. Yep, I finally found this note. So, like we said earlier, stranger danger simply was, like, not a concern. Like, it was just, I mean, it was for us to a point.
Yeah.
Like, I remember my mom telling me about, like, watch out for, like, this one white van, but not the old yellow van. Like,
right.
I don't know, it just wasn't, like, anyone could be a stalker. It was like a certain type of, I don't know.
Yeah, it was
like a certain type of
like
people.
Look out for older guys like your dad's age
Mustache.
that are alone, that have like a you know.
Yeah, it was.
Or if they're alone,
Mm-hmm.
don't get in their car if they say they have candy or if they want to show you puppies.
Both of those, yes.
But what if they ask me something else?
Yeah.
I feel like I wasn't prepared.
Right.
Or if they say that they know your parents and
Yes.
you've never seen them before, but those are the only 3 that I was ever instructed to not
For real, yeah.
get into somebody's car for. What if they were like, oh, I work for the school, you know, any other sentence somebody tried to say to me, I probably would have, well, I was a pretty smart kid. You were too.
Yeah.
But I feel like they only geared us up for like 4 possible scenarios.
4 scenarios.
All.
Yes. Right.
Because it could be women.
It could, exactly.
They had me out there always thinking it was going to be a male.
Guy. Yeah, exactly. Right. So,
Yeah.
like, stranger danger was like, it was like picky. Like,
Yeah.
pick and choose.
Yeah.
Victoria's Secret targeting middle schoolers with, like,
Pink.
Sexy written on the butt.
Yeah.
And, like, yes, like, with sweatpants. Like, you know, just the stuff written on the butt. And, like, if you had Victoria's Secret anything, like, it was so cool. But it was seriously targeted towards us. Like,
yeah.
I remember going to shop in there when I was so young.
Yeah.
And I don't remember any older woman ever shopping in there. It was 12-year-olds.
It was.
Lingerie.
They had like the little pink dogs.
Yes.
It was almost like the underwear store for Limited 2. That's what it felt like.
Totally.
Like you'd get your outfit at Limited 2 as an 11 or 12-year-old kid, and then you'd walk right next door to the Victoria's Secret and look at panties.
Look at a thong to fit under that long gaucho that you had.
And might I add as a piggyback, that would have been a predator's heaven.
Oh my gosh.
If you think about it, because they were targeting young kids, you know.
Thank
I'm not
God
trying to
we're
get into the
alive.
mind of a freak, but that would have been
really.
like a fucking buffet.
Oh my God.
That's disgusting.
Thank God we're alive.
Yeah. Yeah.
My next one is passive-aggressive AIM messages. Like away messages. Like, first of all, AIM in itself is like a gold mine.
Yeah.
And then, but like when you put like the passive-aggressive away message that you're like, you're better without me, or like an emo like song lyric that you just posted because you're like having a day, and and then like that your crush has to decode. It's like, what does this mean?
Yeah.
You know, or like your crush had
they don't care.
Didn't give a flying fuck.
I'm gonna spoil the ending for everyone. Middle school boys didn't give a fuck. They weren't even probably reading those things, and we as like young girls would spend so much time figuring out what our away message is going to be. Our parents are screaming at us that dinner is getting cold on the table while we are on the computer, like, computer time's up, and we're like trying to craft the perfect away message. I swear I had like some of the most emo things, like like the sun, you know, whatever, like the sun always casts like the biggest shadows on like the, you know, just the crazy. Literally, like, sounding like
6th grade.
Like fucking Jane Austen or, like, what's her name? Plath. Sylvia Plath.
Yeah.
Just, like, so
like
depressing. And I'm telling you, I don't think Austen ever took a peek at that. Ever. Not once.
Mm-mm.
I don't, like, if I asked him today, he'd probably be like, I don't remember a thing about AIM.
Yeah.
He probably doesn't.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm. Like, meanwhile, like, I'm posting, like, do you even think about me? While, like, my parents are getting a divorce upstairs.
It's not funny, but it is.
And my webkins are going hungry.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
Your parents are getting a divorce, so you, like, angrily rearrange the living room of your webkins.
The bed is going in the dining room.
You decide to blow it all at the shop. You're like, I've got all this money and I'm just gonna blow it all.
Get in the pool.
I'm getting the pool. I'm getting the music player, the jukebox.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh, that's so good.
That was good. Hey, what about Omegle and like chat rooms?
That is why we've talked about Omegle before, but like it's such a brain blast to like think about, like, are you actually fucking kidding me that we were subjected to that type of material online, unfiltered?
Live? Parents had no fucking idea what was going on under their noses. While we were 11 to like 14 years old, like scrolling through trying to find a cute boy to talk to and just getting slapped in the face with 40-year-old men's penises.
Oh my gosh, like older too. Like
fapping, like into the camera, just the nastiest stuff I've ever seen.
The reason why they're doing that is for our little kid reaction.
Kids!
Of, oh God! Like, and then like the click next.
And then you'd hear them be like,
yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Sickos. Truly. Some of the, like, they all need to be on a list.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
We were there. We were there for that.
Chat roulette and Omegle. Oh, my God. The things we saw.
The things we saw. And I knew it was naughty. Like, I knew it was bad.
Yeah.
Like,
it was such a rush,
we all kept going on. We're like, let's hang out. And yeah, it was such a rush. It was like, let's go in my closet and go to Omegle.
Okay, we gotta turn the volume like way down.
Yeah.
Like shh, and then we'd go on the texting feature of it because it's like my parents are asleep, but like you know, and you'd find like crushes on there. Like sometimes there'd be like other like young boys or whatever, other girls on there, and
of course,
God, that was
what a rush
heyday too.
Yeah, you got one.
Yeah, I've got another one. So like grabbing. So this is kind of a two-parter. Writing notes to one another, like writing notes to your friends.
Oh, so fun.
So fun. Like passing notes.
Because I have a drawer full.
I bet we do too. It's gotta be if they made the move. because my parents kept everything, but if I've got it, it's in my basement in like the bin of stuff that I wanted to keep for like maybe my kids, or you know what. So I hope that it's in there. But like I had love letters and stuff from 100%. Like, you know, like even in high school, like you would like pass notes in the hallway with your friends or your crush or.
Like
and
slip them in your locker, like the little like bottom of the note is sticking out of those little like slots,
and we'd find like really crafty ways to like fold it all together.
Yes. Oh, I 100% have some from you.
Yeah,
if you're
I did
I
that.
have a ton of ones.
Yeah,
because I have like a little jar that I would keep and I would just shove them all in.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
like that makes me feel nostalgic.
Yeah.
Like that feeling of like sitting there and like writing an actual handwritten note. We didn't have
that
like
feels so good to think
there
about.
was like texting, but it wasn't the same.
No.
It was like T9 Word, or like if you want to text somebody, you're like sliding open a phone and like trying to get like nobody was texting in class because it was so like faux pas. Like teachers were not fucking having it back then. You like could not bring phones into class
because it was only like 12 of us who actually like had a flip phone.
Yeah,
and that were like willing to bring it to school. It's because now it's everyone and it's like an uphill battle. But back then it was like cutthroat. Like you will not be seen with it.
No.
You know what I mean?
Like you would get like marched out of the room if like your phone like made a beep.
Yes.
Do you remember, like
for real?
Yeah.
Imagine today. I mean,
kids are like fucking live streaming in the middle of algebra.
Literally, like look at what Miss H is wearing today.
Right.
Stupid.
This stupid bitch.
Stupid whore.
They're just documenting every second of their lives and not actually living any of it. But I won't sound like a crotchety old woman just yet. Okay, along with that, though, is that we looked everything up in, like, dictionaries.
Oh, yeah.
Or, like, thesauruses. Like, if I was, like, writing notes or if I was writing a paper for school, because we also had to handwrite papers. I would, like, I'd have to go into, like, a dictionary. Because, like, we started to get Bing. Again, that was, like, in high school. And, like, Google.
Bing. Oh, my gosh.
Bing and, like, Google kind of popped up. But then it was, like, still a little bit, like, later. But, like, when we were, like, younger, it was, like, you had to actually pull out a physical dictionary and a thesaurus to, like, look up synonyms and antonyms.
100%.
And, because if you were, like, writing your friend, like, a note and you were like, I've used the word cool too many times. So, like that would be cool or that would be great. Mm-hmm. Like, I would go into thesaurus and, like, look up, like, that would be, like, excellent or, you know.
So awesome.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so nostalgic.
I know. Or reading actual physical books. Yeah.
I remember looking up bitch in the dictionary. And it was in the kids' dictionary because it's a female dog. Mm-hmm. And I remember thinking that was like the coolest thing in the world. I was like, yeah, bitch. I can say it.
It's a female dog.
Yeah.
True. Okay, do you have more?
I do.
Okay, you go.
Okay, can we talk about kissing booths at carnivals?
Oh my god, I never saw one.
Prehistoric.
But
that's fucking insane.
What movie?
She's the Man.
She's the Man?
I literally wrote down She's the Man movie.
Yes. That's not Sydney White. That's not the Sydney White movie.
Sydney
okay,
White.
But that movie's really good too.
Oh,
with
really?
Amanda Bynes.
Yes. Oh, I think I will argue this to the day I die. Funniest movie on Earth, planet Earth. Amanda Bynes.
She's the Man.
I fucking love her.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's nothing funnier than Channing Tatum and her
and him shoving a tampon up his nose.
Oh, and then her talking about the Gouda cheese. It's Gouda.
My favorite's Gouda.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, that is the best. That is truly so nostalgic for me. I just showed it to James actually like 2 months ago. I was like,
oh my
you
God.
have to watch this movie with me. He's never heard of it. Based off of a Shakespeare play.
She's Man is?
Yes.
Oh.
It is. Yes. I don't remember what it's called, but it's about like the sister dressing up as the brother, and you know it's a very similar plot.
Oh my God, I love it.
But just that movie in general, funniest on earth. Challenge me, please. Please try to challenge that.
It's really fucking good.
It's great.
I would definitely say it's probably my like top 30, but I also like there's
30.
I know, but there's also just so many funny movies.
There are.
There are. Like, nothing, to me, the Shrek movies, like,
I feel that.
Especially 2, because Austin and I just watched that recently.
Best? 2 is better.
The adult humor in that I don't think that I knew that I loved the movie, but we just went back and rewatched it as like 28 and 29-year-old adults.
Yes.
The adult humor in that, I'm like, no wonder my parents loved watching this with us. Because it's fucking hilarious.
So good.
So genius.
That movie's amazing.
But there's just so many funny movies. But I agree, it is maybe top 20.
Okay.
Top 20 for
I'll
me.
take 20.
Yeah.
I'll take 20 of all time.
Amanda Bynes, I'm happy for her. It seems like maybe things are a little bit turning a corner. Mm-hmm. She's getting into art and she's like a nail artist. I'm really happy for her. She was such an icon for us.
I was just going to say.
Big Fat Liar.
Yes. I'm so happy that we grew up with her as an icon.
Me too.
Because there's nothing better than just like a full-rounded, amazing, funny, smart,
authentic.
Like the goofier the better. Like she really like twisted that in my mind to be like, oh, I don't need to be like this like
prim and proper.
Yeah, like in a box. Like I can be this like silly person like myself. I can be more myself and that's totally fine. Like
and it's like encouraged, you know? Like if you were like funny like Amanda Bynes, like you had it going on.
Exactly. I love her and I think that's why I love it so much because I love what she did for like us as it was a movement.
It was.
Like literally the Amanda Bynes movement. We are like the generation that grew up with
We're
that.
the product of her.
We are. And we're fucking funny.
We are pretty funny.
I think so.
Yeah. Amanda, please.
Yes. The girls' room.
I'm gonna hit you over the head with a sack of potatoes. So fucking good.
The best.
So good.
Oh my gosh, yes, we love
I feel like that's what we're trying to do here with this podcast a bit, you know?
The Amanda Bynes movement.
Yeah.
Like the
we're trying to like, continue her legacy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 2025 version of the Amanda Bynes show is what's happening. Hopefully.
That's right. That's exactly right.
We just need like little like bits.
That's right.
She had little bits.
Little bits. Okay, I had just a couple more and then we can wrap. So, this was a huge one for me. Again, kind of another like 2-parter, but not being able to watch any show you wanted at any time. Kids today would have no fucking idea what that feeling is like.
No. Like you have to wait till Wednesday?
You have to wait until Wednesday when your show comes on, and then this is kind of the second part of it, sprinting to the bathroom during commercial breaks because you didn't want to miss a single second of your show.
You can hear, because you have all the commercials memorized.
Yes.
So you're like, I have about 30 more seconds, and you're like pushing the pee out, and you're like,
yes.
And then like the sibling from the other room, like,
hey, come on, it's on.
You can't pause it.
You couldn't pause. We didn't have fucking TiVo. We didn't have any of this stuff. We didn't have on demand. We didn't have
none of that shit.
Streaming platforms. Like if you wanted to watch something, you had to sit on that exact day. And it wasn't until years and years later that we got to be able to like record it and save stuff.
That is so nostalgic.
Yeah. Crazy.
So crazy.
Oh, this is like a little bit more of like that like real nostalgic one, but you have another one?
No, you keep going.
Okay. So the feeling of, and this is just kind of in general, the feeling of going to bed with either like your cousin, a friend, your sibling at night. Like if you shared a room with anyone ever in like the late 90s and early 2000s, that falling asleep process with your besties, there is nothing that will ever match it. And I hope to God kids today are still having these experiences. Yes. But like you would like lay there, and number one, you'd be trying so hard not to make the other like person laugh. And because then the parents would come in and be like,
so scared.
Still in the morning, goddammit, I told you to shut the fuck up. And then that makes it funnier. Yes. So then you're like
funniest. Seriously, the funniest.
Like you're about to have a fucking stroke because you're trying to hold it so hard. And then
Brooke's mom was always the best.
Oh yeah,
like the funniest. Like god,
she was hilarious. Lauren's mom was really funny.
Yes,
we had a lot of like, just in general. My mom was really funny. Like it was just like, my God, I'm trying to sleep, you know. And so there's like the laughing and like funny, but then also I shared a room with my sister at like points in my life. And we would like share bits and pieces like about our day, you know, like as we're like falling asleep. And you know, oh, well, you know, this happened to me at school. Like, we'd have, like, our own little, like debrief of our days
So
while the
sweet.
lights are off and we're, like, falling asleep and love you. And we do our, like, little prayer together, you know?
Oh my gosh,
And
so
just,
cute.
I don't know, like, if kids are doing that together anymore or if they're just, like, overstimulating themselves to the point of crashing out at the end of the night. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But weren't those moments just, like, the absolute best? Just, like, trying to falling asleep with
best.
the people you love.
Seriously.
That one's a real nostalgic one for me.
To piggyback off of the, like, sleepover vibe.
Yeah.
If you weren't doing the Rasputin dance at 3 a.m., like breaking, yes, breaking your knees.
Yeah.
Literally the, like, this. Dun,
Yeah.
dun,
Yeah.
dun, 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 dun,
Yes.
dun, dun. You know what I'm talking about.
I do, of course.
Oh my gosh. Like, that in itself, like, and then you wake up the next day and you're like, oh my god, I can't walk.
So sore.
Like, I just did 1,000 squats.
Yeah.
Because we played that 3 times in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you would be dripping sweat after that song. There's nothing better than, like, playing the Just Dance game with a couple of siblings,
Yeah.
a couple of friends.
Yeah, that
and
was good.
You're just dripping.
Yeah. That was good. I didn't get too into, like, the Just Dance, I gotta say.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, there's one, the Rasputin.
The Rasputin,
one.
I've
Like,
done
to
that
death.
exact one, like,
Yes.
a few times, like, at cheer sleepovers, and, like,
Yeah.
people had it, but we would play, like, other kinds of video games, like, we played, like, Grand Theft Auto, and, like...
So you were a cool girl. I feel like that's, like, way cool.
I
I did not do that.
Like, I don't think it was, like, that cool, because it was always, like, I was always watching, like, my male cousins or, like, my friends that had older brothers, and then, you know, they'd give us, like, turns, but, like, that's, like, what sleepovers was like when, because a lot of my friends had older brothers, or I hung out with the cousins a lot, so they were playing that, or Halo, or, you know, any, like, video, that was, like, the kind of, like, video games we'd play, or we'd just, like, beat the hell out of each other.
Like Fight Club.
Like late at night.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we'd just like get into a like crazy pillow fight that would always turn really savage or something.
Oh, that's so good. That's such good, clean fun.
Yeah.
As my mother would say.
Yeah.
That's good, clean fun right there.
Absolutely. That's right. Oh, do we even want to see? We got to wrap at some time today. But
okay, we'll each do one more.
Okay. You go first.
Oh, no, I'm not ready.
Okay.
So you go.
Blockbuster. And like renting movies or renting video games, the feeling...
And getting snacks.
The feeling of going into a movie store. Oh my god, I know. Literally, I feel the nostalgia.
That hit me so bad.
You'd walk
around.
around.
I cry.
I know. I know, seriously. Like, I think about it sometimes.
Oh my gosh.
In my head right now, I'm hearing the TikTok sound where it's like... You know, like that, like old, like early 2000s with like the birds chirping. It's like whatever. Yeah. We'll maybe post that sound on our Insta so everybody, because I'm doing a terrible rendition of it. But it's the feeling of it is what that song kind of sounds like. You'd go in and everything was alphabetized,
so good.
And it was based on genre, of course. What the hell was that?
I don't know what that sound was.
I think Austin just sneezed.
Yes, it was like... It scared me.
It scared me too. It almost like sounded like a feral animal, a feral beast. Oh my god. Okay,
That's
so
hilarious.
But it was all alphabetized, and it was like based on like genre, and sometimes your parents would like let you pick out like a different, like a PG-13, or like sometimes my parents were being really cool. Like when my like favorite friends would come over, you know?
Yes.
They'd play like we're cool parents, but like you can't tell your parents that you're watching this in my house.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And so they'd let us get R sometimes, you know?
The best.
And we'd always fucking regret it if it was a scary one, because we'd be like mortified and like ask my mom if we could sleep with her in the living room, you know?
Yes, right.
But just movie theaters in general, going into the video game section was my favorite, because I love video games. I had my own like setup too. just like trying all these like different games. I played a Simpsons game and a Rugrats game and a princess game and a Barbie game, and I'd go in, and it was almost like every couple of weeks you just go in and try a new one.
Yeah.
God, it was so good.
Did you play Barbie Magic Genie Bottle? Because I feel like you did.
I feel like I probably did.
It was like you literally had a genie bottle, and then you could like talk into it.
I don't think I did.
Okay, this game is unmatched. Like, if you go through like a walkthrough online, even if you've never played it, I don't know if it will hit the same, but for me, like, it will bring tears to my eyes. Like, this Barbie Magic Genie Bottle was truly a transformative game. Transformed my entire life. I don't really remember what you did. I think you had to like find puzzle pieces. Like, I
love that. Love a puzzle game.
Today. Yeah.
Love a puzzle game.
Let me just look it up because I feel like
I played a different Barbie game where you had like mini quests to get to like a prince.
Something like that. Like this right here.
Oh,
that I literally want to touch.
So was it a video game?
It was a video game.
But what's that thing?
That is like literally like you can like rub the magic lamp. Like you'd have to like
have
to literally do this.
And it looks like a dildo,
God,
you
it's
guys.
Literally just coming to me. You literally have to like jerk
It's
it
wanting
off.
to you.
It's coming.
Oh,
God.
that looks
You
like
had
dick
to
and
like
balls.
jerk it off. Oh my God. Wait a minute. This is just oh God.
It's quite inappropriate for a child.
Do you like this animation? Is this
Oh my God, actually that kind of
like,
is.
Please look at this guy that you
Wait,
can go
why
up and
does
talk
this
to.
look exactly like the thing from Game of Thrones when the girl gets her head cut off at the top?
Oh my God, yes.
By Cersei.
Yes.
Spoilers, sorry if you haven't watched it.
Oh my God, it does.
That looks...
This is a little inappropriate. This is a butt plug next to it.
We're gonna post all this on the gram. But,
oh, this is like literally my childhood right here.
See, that doesn't much... That picture kind of did of, like,
Yeah.
the castle. But the one that I did, I swear you, like, went to... And I also played, like, the My Scene Girl game.
Bless.
My Scene.
Absolutely. You had to.
But what Barbie one am I thinking of? Was it Rapunzel? Was it Barbie Rapunzel game? Was
I'm
it Barbie?
sure.
It was something, and I think at the end, like, you had to get to a prince.
Yeah.
Unless I'm totally hallucinating this game.
No, I'm sure you're not. I mean, this one you had to get to someone. At the end, there was definitely someone that you had to get to.
Okay, well, you look.
Mm-hmm. Like Barbie game Prince?
Yeah. Barbie video
CD.
game.
Was it a CD-ROM?
Yeah. Was it the Island Princess, you guys? Or was it Sleeping Beauty? Rapunzel. Nope, there it is.
Yes.
It was Rapunzel. It was Rapunzel.
Oh, you played Rapunzel.
Yes.
There she is.
Oh God, it was so good. Oh, Barbie just in general. I love Barbie. But yeah, blockbuster video games. What did you have one more?
I did. I had a. Does this look familiar to you?
Oh, very familiar. Oh, like my.
Like is that
oh
like?
my God,
giving?
yes, yeah.
Aw.
This, I think you'd like wipe it around like a room to find like hidden things behind stuff.
Oh my gosh, you guys, look up your childhood favorite CD
CD-ROMs.
Yeah, like your CD-ROM. Oh, for the Rugrats game, you had to like climb
Yes.
the drawers to get to the cookies on top, and I did that for hours.
Mm-hmm.
The Kim Possible games too.
Oh my God.
There were 3 of them, and I was the only one in my family who could get to the end of all 3.
Dang, that's an accomplishment.
That is that is my
Legit.
biggest flex.
Yeah.
Truthfully, like
That's
I will,
huge.
I will definitely hold on to that. I have one more like funny story.
Okay.
Okay. So this kind of like will wrap up like how we grew up, okay? And this one, it sounds like it takes place maybe not over here, but
Like in America?
not in America
Okay.
because of their like cute little lingo. So anyway, okay. So my parents had a nanny suite in our old house. They decided to let a family friend who was retired live in there and be our nanny rent free. They also paid her a few $100s every 2 weeks. She was a pensioner. So that's one of the terms that like wasn't like I had to look up, but it's like when you like get a pension.
Okay.
Yeah. Like every month or whatever. I just didn't know it was like a verb.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Yeah, a pensioner.
But it's like an au pair? This
I don't know
person,
what au pair
like
is.
they stay in nanny, like a live-in
Yeah,
nanny.
essentially, yes.
They're called au pairs, yeah.
Yes, yeah. So I was about 4, and she used to bring me out on her adventures. What my parents didn't know was that she was a secret lush, and so I had to also look up what the term lush was.
Like an escort?
It's an alcoholic that goes to bars. I think.
Yeah, it is. A lush, yeah.
A lush. She was a lush, and I love that term. She used to bring me to a bar midday. The barflies found me entertaining. They would buy me ice cream, and if I sang, "How much is that dog in the window?" which must be a song, as a 4-year-old, okay, so they would buy me ice cream if I sang, "How much is that dog in the window?" Okay. So as a 4-year-old, I found this perfectly acceptable, and I got to sing and get free ice cream.
Hell yeah.
My parents never knew because nothing bad ever happened to me. After we sold the house and I was about 8 years old, we were walking by the bar that I used to go to and sing for free ice cream. And I said, "Hey, look, I used to go there." And my parents asked me, what did I mean? And I told them the whole story, and they were horrified at first and asked me if anything bad ever happened, and I just said no. And I'm 35, and I still haven't lived that down.
Oh my God.
It sounds very, like, it totally could have happened to us.
Yeah.
Like, something very similar could have definitely happened.
I grew up in a liquor store.
Oh my gosh.
Greg, my godfather, owned a liquor store in Cascade, in Grand Rapids,
That's
essentially.
hilarious.
And I literally, from the age of me being in a crib, like they had like a little crib where I was an infant up until the age of like 5 or 6, I like would go with him all day, like to work. Maybe not 5 or 6, because I think I started daycare around 4, maybe. But like 1 to 3 for sure was like in that liquor store.
That's so funny.
And if you asked me today, I could draw the liquor store from memory perfectly.
Wow.
Like perfectly. I know where everything is. I've talked to Greg about it multiple times. I'm like, oh, and the bathroom was in the back, like in the hallway, and you had all your wines on the right and this. And I like know it.
Oh my gosh, it's hilarious.
So some of my like first memories, I think, were from a liquor store.
That's so amazing. Like,
makes sense.
Of course.
Makes sense about the lush I turned out to be. Just kidding.
I love that term though. Like,
I
lush.
do too.
It sounds so
luscious.
It sounds so luscious.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be a lush.
We're luscious.
We're luscious.
Yeah. That's funny though. I love that story.
Yeah, that was so funny.
But yeah, wow. Gosh, this has been a really long episode, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's going to be a really long one for us today.
That's good.
But we hope that you guys enjoyed this longer episode, because I know that we had a lot of time to make up for, and lots of updates and things to chat about.
Yes. Thank you for waiting and enjoying your winter break as we did as well.
Yes, thank you so much. And we love you guys so much. We've got some exciting stuff in the works.
Oh yeah, we should totally talk about this, because this is going to be released Friday.
Yeah.
And this is going to be released Thursday, and then we're going to Body House on Friday.
This Friday.
Yeah. So if you guys are local, if you guys live in like the West Michigan area, go see us at Body House.
Body House Lifestyle Club.
Yes.
It's a Pilates fitness center. They also have like red light therapy and saunas. Cool. And they're opening a second location. So we are going to the premiere opening of their second location, where they will also offer hot yoga and
wow, I did not know
other different types of courses. They might be doing some bar. I'm not 100% certain. But they've been fantastic to work with, and we're gonna be raffling some really cool stuff off. So
yeah, so like come meet us. We'll be there. We have business cards. We're so official. We'll be wearing our sweatshirts.
Tell us some funny stories. Just like come and interact with us in general.
We would love to meet some Taker Tots there. Like, that would seriously make us so happy.
It would.
So this is coming out Thursday. So if you don't have plans on Friday, you now have plans.
Come hang out with us.
You are coming to hang out.
We love you guys so much. And
we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.